story. You have a story that you want to share with us about a great result.
Yeah, so actually, ever since I came to know about the three products, I know the supplements work great, but I was in the beginning like unsure about the skincare. I mean, as a skincare, it works amazingly for my skin and it solved my dry skin right away. But when I was in Hong Kong, when this cream caviar was launched, I was really fortunate that I got my hands on the very first batch of the cream caviar, and Dr. Dan gave it to me firsthand. And when I came home at that time from the business trip, I found my daughter was really uneasy. She keeps on scratching. And I know because she's been suffering from very severe atopic dermatitis, and she's been on steroids since she was 9 years old, and now she's 15. So since third grade, she's been on steroids, and it's already like the highest, the very strong one. In the beginning, it was just dry skin. She has my dry skin as well, but in her case, it's even worse. And then they put cream, and then afterwards it doesn't work. And then finally, like low steroids, and then medium level. And then finally, she couldn't get off the steroids for the longest time. And I started to notice when she's in her teenage years, the prolonged steroid use is actually totally not recommended. But in her
Yeah.
case, nothing else worked. So then we had to give it to her. Otherwise, she couldn't sleep at night and she couldn't focus on her study because she would be very itchy and keep on scratching. And it was really painful as a mother to see that. And but I was determined since 6 months ago to stop the steroid creams and try other alternatives like giving her the supplement, including immune, which really helped her to restore her immune system and the allergies a bit reduced. And she had much infrequent flares ever since she's on Immune, one of our supplement products. But then when I came back from Hong Kong, I found her skin was really, really inflamed. And so I asked her, "What did you do?" And then she told me, "I ate a lot of snacks, like the sugary ones during my absence." Like I already
Right.
told her, like, you
Mom's
can't
gone.
because she's very much going to react poorly whenever she consume all of these ultra processed foods. It's really bad for her skin allergy, and she consumed a lot of that during my absence. Like teenagers, she craves
Teenagers.
and
Yep.
then she tried to hide it from me, and I said, like, let me see. It was really inflamed and it's so itchy. And I said, how many days has it been? And she doesn't have her cream on, right? Because she doesn't have the steroids anymore.
Right.
And so she was really struggling for like 3 days. And I thought, I have this product and should I try it on her? And so I just try it. I keep it from my face, but then I thought maybe she might need it. So it's just because I just had it on hand and I put it. And then the next day I asked her, how was it? And she said, last night I was able to sleep. Um, I didn't feel itchy at all. And then it was not painful because usually when it's really inflamed, whatever it is that touch the skin, it's going to be quite painful. But for her, it's very soothing. In fact, it's calming. And then I said, okay, let's put this on. And then I was really surprised that the evening, the flared skin actually improved so much that it dried up. And then she doesn't feel itchy anymore like the second day. And so I started, okay, this is kind of like a miracle. I was really amazed by it. And I put on the serum on top of that. So I put the serum and the moisturizer both. And then what surprised me the next day, her skin almost returned back to normal. Usually, whenever she's on steroids, even if we could get the flare under control and it would reduce her itchiness, the skin will turn out to be blackish, and it would stay on for like a month and 2 months, and it takes so long for the skin to return to its normal state. So that for me, just looking at the effect after three days, 4 days, the skin is almost restored to this original skin color, which I thought probably this neurocosmetic is going to do much more than just making a radiant, glowing skin. And I never actually share my personal experience to people like testimonials because being a scientist, I always like to tell people based on the data, based on the ingredients, based on the technology. But as a mother, when you see your daughter struggles with a problem for many, many years, and then you see that it gives such a profound effect on her. And I just need to tell you this, it's been 6 months and I don't use the serum frequently. It has never come back. She has never had any single episode of flare for the past 7 months until now. That was in March and now it's October. And the skin is just recovered and she doesn't experience that anymore. And I thought, wow, I need to tell people that because I know there's a lot of people who are struggling with very harsh skin condition. And ever since I share my story on Instagram and I share it to people who I know also struggle with the same issue, similar feedback came back. And so I know probably it's not just with my daughter and probably this story right here. You could share it and I
Mm,
hope it also helps people with very dry skin condition and even eczema or eczema that
yeah,
that probably needs care more. Yeah.
absolutely. It's a beautiful story. And I've met her, and when you see her, her skin is beautiful. And we'd have no idea that she went through that. But as a mom, it's so hard to watch your kids struggle. And, there's people struggling with that. So thank you. And thank you for sharing your story. Oh, Professor Sastia, I'm so glad you were here with us today.